Hey everybody, welcome to Read 'em and Weeb. My name is Davey, this is my friend Esau, and this is episode 6 of our discussion and review of Toradora. If you have not read Toradora, we recommend doing so, and if you have not watched any of our previous episodes, go ahead and watch those before coming here. We will be spoiling it. We are not an alternative for the source material, so go support the official release, and then come back and watch the episode. And with all that being said, this is Read 'em and Weeb. Here's the intro.
Well, we're a glorified book club.
We are, and it's fun.
Yeah,
I like being
a book club.
yeah, I like being a book club. I think it's fun.
Maybe we'll read like real books eventually.
No,
Yeah, you don't have.
I don't got time for that.
Yeah,
The fuck?
You barely got through 3 volumes of a manga. Can't read a book.
No, like in my time crunch, fuck no.
Even I have trouble reading books sometimes, and books are my hobby.
No, I like reading. It's just like fuck. Like
Yeah,
how much? Like I gotta dedicate time to sit down and read, which doesn't sound hard on paper, but like I don't know with my time crunch. It's
yeah, but
tough.
the difference is you can take a book around. You can't take this with you.
I could.
Are you?
No.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I read it in like a setting where it's like quiet and I can read, take notes. You know,
You take notes.
sometimes if I feel like it's really important.
Sorry,
Um,
I kept putting a Yu-Gi-Oh card in my book. Be like, this I want to talk about, and I took it out.
yes, the Celtic Guardian. So Toradora.
Anyway, Toradora. This volume was good.
Yeah, no, I agree.
This volume was packed full of lore.
Mm.
And I like it. So let's start with the biggest issue. The 2 big things about this are the class festival or whatever, the school festival,
Yeah.
and Toradora's dad. Fuck. Taiga's dad. And I don't remember his name because it probably doesn't matter. But her dad is, he looks scummy.
Yeah.
You can't trust anyone with a light goatee like that.
Yeah. And the whole, I would say the biggest part of the book is his relationship with Taiga.
In fact, it's probably going to be like the biggest part of the book, the
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
The whole thing is not one book. Sorry.
Yeah, this is gonna like go into the next volume, which is like fuck. This is like not a good stopping point. I really want to keep going.
I mean, you can.
I could.
You just got to remember reread it later.
Yeah, and weep.
Reweeb.
Reweeb it. So when you know,
You know.
y'all know how it is. With this book, it's like I'm glad that we're kind of doing something else, and it really sucks that like it doesn't suck. It's interesting how my perceptions of Ryuji changed so drastically with his actions.
Yeah.
And we talked about this like a few episodes ago, like being shitty because of your past experiences is no excuse.
Yeah. Ryuji. This time it's Ryuji.
Yeah. And it's like, because you can see it coming from a mile away. But
With the powers of foreshadowing, I know exactly what's happening.
yeah, but even like flat out, the book tells you what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, Minori, so we're going to jump around a bit, but.
So there's one big arching plot. In the festival, there's a play that's also wrestling,
Yeah.
and Taiga's going to be in it. Not only that, Taiga's father is taking her allowance away to force her to talk to him.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 big plots you need.
And so Ryuji meets with her dad, and he's like, "Hey, like,
What's up?
she doesn't want to talk to you."
Yeah.
And he kind of sweet talks Ryuji a little bit.
Yeah, he seduces the fuck out of Ryuji.
And granted, like, without knowing the context, I think most people would be like, "Oh, you know."
Yeah, as a reader as a person who's self-aware, and I'm reading a book, I'm like, all these are fucking lies. You can't lie to me. Just because I know how plots work.
Yeah.
If I was an individual talking to someone and they told me this, I would have to give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's be fair.
It shows us a lot of things. It shows us, like, one, we're going to go deep into, like, why Taiga is the way she is. But 2, it shows that Ryuji Ryuji bases his decisions off of the fact that he doesn't feel like he trusts Taiga's story.
I wouldn't say she doesn't trust Taiga's story. It's the fact that he doesn't understand Taiga's dad.
Yeah.
Because he does. He's like, the whole time he's like, I think he's changed.
Well, he says that, but like when they're talking,
Oh, he's like worried. Yeah, he does say stuff like he's worried that like Taiga's embellished,
yeah,
like the way that her dad acts. That is true.
so there's like seeds of doubt
Yeah.
in him.
And to be fair, Taiga is, Taiga.
I don't even think he's wrong for feeling that way.
Yeah.
But my problem comes from the fact that like it's not his place.
Yeah. Also, you're a fucking human being. Talk to her. Holy fuck. But
Yeah.
there's also a really interesting point where Ryuji gets mad at Minori of all people. He gets mad at Taiga all the time, but those are usually like spouts of like, disagreements.
Yeah, and I think before that too, like he argued with Taiga to get her to comply because he's like, you should, talk to him.
Yeah.
She's saying no. She's like, I don't want to like listen to me,
Well, she's not saying listen to me. She's just saying that and to drop it. The issue is people don't communicate here, and it's fair. You don't you shouldn't have to talk about your personal shit.
Yeah.
But Ryuji doesn't get it, and
He feels almost entitled to know.
In his defense, he doesn't. He should. The reason he feels entitled is because she sent him to meet her dad.
Yeah, and he brings that up. He's like, "You brought me into this."
Yeah.
And I think regardless, and again, these are kids.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not like they're going to be emotionally in tune. But I think regardless, like, if she says no, he could just be like, this is what he said. Here's what I think you should do. But at the end of the day, do whatever you feel comfortable with. But I'm just letting you know what happened.
Yeah. That's what David would do if he was in this. Thankfully, David's not in this. It's not boring.
Yeah. Right. The conflict matters. But but my problem comes from the fact that like, and he's aware of this. He's like noticing that he's doing it, but she's not complying. And so he's also kind of forcing her in the conversation.
He's very aggressive.
Yeah.
In this, like physically aggressive. He grabs her hand and like pins her to the wall.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey,
dude.
Yeah.
Like, let her walk away.
Yeah.
But
to be fair, this is an anime. This is our manga. This is very exaggerated for a purpose.
Yeah. But then he projects his feelings onto her. He's like, I don't have a dad. My dad's not coming back.
He says this in the heat of the moment. And he didn't want to intentionally. He's like, fuck, I didn't mean to say that. And I'm gonna like, this is one of those times I'm like, oh, you know what? +1 to Taiga. She's like, hey, I'm gonna take your feelings into consideration. I'm going to give him a chance. And I feel like she's doing this because she knows exactly what's gonna happen. She wants to show Ryuji. And that's what I hope. I'm hoping.
If that's the case, then I hope. But I feel like
it's not. We know it's not.
And she's gonna, my problem is like again, regardless if your intentions are good, he's still fucked up in the situation. He should not have been involved as heavily as he was.
Her family can't live in good intentions, Ryuji.
Yeah. Like it's fucked up. And he's also fucking with like her status quo. Like she's grown comfortable, with him and his family.
Immediately the dad is like, hey, we're moving. He's supposed to be divorcing his second wife, maybe third, I have no idea. His current wife. They're going to move into an apartment together. It's not near Ryuji, but it's still technically near the school, according to that. And while Ryuji's like, kind of like, oh, can't you guys like live here? And she's like, no, it's not what my dad wants. He's like, well, at least, this is good, right? And that's something Ryuji is doubting himself at every moment. And that's where I'm like, he's not completely stupid.
Well, he's also, because in that moment, he's like, oh, this is good. But that doesn't read to me as, oh, this is good for you, right? It sounds like it's more selfish. He's like, this is good. And he's like, oh, do I want this? But that's not a factor in this anymore. Like this is not about him. Well, and it feels like he's thinking about him.
I disagree because he doesn't just do it once. He does it several times when she agrees. He's like, this is good for her, right? He doesn't understand. Even before he realizes what's happening, he feels there's something off, but he just doesn't get it because Ryuji's too trusting in people. He believes what he has shown. He probably would have fallen for Amy's act if Kitagawa had not shown him how she was intentionally.
Yeah.
Which is like,
Which is almost like more reason where he should be a little more receptive.
But that's probably why. He's a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, you can't expect the best out of like that. And on top of that, one of the biggest points about his father is how thuggish he looked.
Mm-hmm.
Taiga's dad just looks like a guy. Yeah. I look at him and I'm like, wow, look at the fucking douchebag with the fucking wispy goatee. Yeah. Fuck this guy. Mainly because he's drawn like a sleazeball.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know he's in an anime in a manga. He just sees like a guy who's trying, you know, he's trying to talk to his daughter or whatnot. And in all fairness, this guy should be a father to his daughter.
Mm.
Like, and Ryuji understands that he should be, so he thinks he's trying.
Yeah. But I also think that, like...
This isn't Ryuji's place to meddle. Yeah.
That too, but it's also, he's like, give your dad a chance. But in that, you know, relationship, it is a two-way street.
Yeah.
Like, he has the opportunity to reach out, but I think it's fully also valid if Taiga's like, I don't want to do that. That's like not what I feel comfortable with. I don't want to. And then that should be the end of it. It's like, okay, I can't convince you. Has nothing to do with him. Like, fuck it. Who cares? Like, he can let her do what she wants. Because now it's like, you know, you risk fucking that up for her.
Yeah. There's also an issue with Taiga here. And Taiga says, you pity him. How about you pity poor me? And she says that out of anger. Things said out of anger should not be taken to heart. But it's a very weird, like, sentiment. And I'm like, okay, you should ask about that, Ryuji. He goes, wow, how self-centered of her. And I'm like, come on. And I'm going to be honest, if I had gotten to this specific point when I was reading it before, this is where I would have dropped it. Because so one of my, I brought this up before, I'll bring it up again. One of my least favorite tropes is I'm misunderstanding this because I'm not fucking talking about it trope.
I think, I hate when that happens.
Right.
But I also think in situations like this where characters are they're not in a place to communicate because emotions are high. Yeah. That's when I get it, because that's real. But it's when characters misunderstand each other because like they're talking and then they just don't like elaborate. That's when I get pissed, because I'm like, that's dumb. That's bad writing. Yeah. But when emotions are high and they can't communicate, then it's like, then that feels real. I'm gonna pivot real quick. My favorite movie is the Goofy movie. The whole conflict is because they are communicating but not willing to listen. Yeah. And I love shit like that, because like they can communicate all they want. Ryuji's not gonna listen. He's not in a place to listen. She could tell him flat out, like, he's hurt me before. I don't trust him. You don't know him like I know him. You've met him for 5 minutes. And he wouldn't listen. And I think that's real. That's valid. Yeah. You know? Because that is like a valid argument. Like, you only met him today. How do you feel so strongly about it? And I get that he's like, he has dad issues, and he's like bringing that up. He's like, my dad left. I don't have an opportunity with my dad anymore. So I like take a chance. You don't know what the fuck you're missing right now. Except, yes, she does. She's living it right now. Yeah. And she's okay with that.
Minori also has an argument when she realizes that Taiga is talking to her dad. And she says this, and I quote, I, for one, would never stand around smiling while he hurts my best friend again. And he gets mad.
I think in this argument, yeah, it's a little nuanced, because like Minori is mad and she has every right to be. Yeah. Because she's like, you don't have, this is not your place. Yeah. She's also not explaining it. She's not explaining herself.
Well, here's the thing. It's not her place. But
it is not her place. However,
this is the point where if I was any semblance of a human being, I'd be like, again? What happened last time? Just fucking ask.
No, but it's also like, because my thing is like Minori is not innocent in this argument either.
Oh no, absolutely not. This is where like
Explain what happened.
yeah, this is where you would explain.
Well, because he doesn't know. He's not doing it maliciously.
Does he know?
Like, like Ryuji's not doing it maliciously. Like he thinks he's helping. So like you can tell him like, hey,
Taiga's a girl failure. She needs to like have someone help her. He shouldn't be her caretaker. He's not her dad.
yeah, and that's
I learned
valid.
a new term called girl failure, and I needed to use it.
That's valid. He has every right to be like, hey, I was trying to reunite her with her family. Like, I can't be the only person she depends on. But that's not his argument. It doesn't feel like. It just feels like he's doing it out of like a selfish reason. Like he feels a type of way, and he's like, I'm gonna project myself onto her, and he knows he's doing that.
I don't think he does.
He thinks it. He's like, I shouldn't have said that. I'm projecting. That's
Yeah, but he's not projecting in general. That's the moment he projected what he was feeling. But I feel like he's not like the whole time he's like projecting himself. I don't think he's self-aware in that retrospect. He was just like heat of the moment type things.
yeah.
And this is such an adult moment from Taiga here. She sees rather, Ryuji and Minori fighting, and she's like, "Hey, shake hands and make up." Like, and I'm like, "Wow, what a like character development."
Maybe here's my thing. Is like that feels undercut due to the scene, like a few scenes later, where she's like gives him the note, "Fucking apologize. You apologize." You know?
Does she? I'm sorry.
Yeah, like after that happens, she gives Ryuji a note, and it just says, "You need to apologize." Which granted, he is in the wrong, but like I've mentioned, is like she's not innocent in this. Like she's mad, but like won't explain to him what the issue is because Ryuji thinks he's doing the right thing. Had she talked to Ryuji and been like, "Hey, dude, this is not your place," but two is like, you don't know the story. Like, this is not a good thing. I promise you. And if he's not willing to listen, then he's an asshole. But like, also, if he was willing to listen and you were able to get the point across, this whole thing with the festival would not have happened.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't read this small block, or I don't remember reading it. Ryuji is unnecessarily dense, these few whatchamacallits, which is characteristically bossy of her, especially since she doesn't know the whole story or how either of us felt. Now, this is plot. This is how a plot develops. This is what we call dramatic irony.
No English lesson for you guys.
Sorry, I stole that phrase from Kappa Kaiju's videos on when he talks about Onision's books.
Yeah.
I was rewatching them.
He makes good videos.
I fucking love that man.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, this guy's so good. He must be so popular. I'm pretty sure he's losing subscribers at a dramatic rate because of how often he doesn't publish.
My thing is like I'm willing to say subscribe because one, it doesn't bug me that if I don't see a video on my feed, I don't notice. But when that video drops, I'm excited.
I like when he talked about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Mm-hmm.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Toradora.
Kappa Kaiju.
You're right.
So that's
Capadora.
a version of dramatic irony. Because neither do you,
Yeah.
Ryuji. You don't know what Minori feels. You don't know what Taiga feels. You don't know what the dad feels. You don't know jack shit.
You met him once. Like that is the crux of it is like you met him once. Minori has known Taiga for we don't know how long.
Yeah.
But enough to like they feel close, you know? It's annoying to me cuz now it's like okay, he's
mad at Taiga for it.
and Minori.
Well, no, he's mad at Taiga for for telling him to apologize. And I'm like, what a dumb fuck.
Yeah.
And this isn't unrealistic.
No, it's totally real. Like
This is not unrealistic, and that's why while it bugs me, I don't mind it.
It's human.
Yeah, it's very human, and that's why this volume is so much better than the other ones.
Oh yeah, it's just like really good character writing. Just fucking
Yeah.
like in this book, it's like I don't know. To me, it's human how stubborn they're being,
Yeah.
and it's like I don't expect kids to like immediately know the wrong right away. Like sometimes you have to fuck up to learn.
Yeah.
Like that's a big thing that I've learned in life is like with relationships or like friendships or whatever, like you sometimes you just have to fuck up. And sometimes like this is something where like if the fuck up was enough to like really strain their friendship, then like I get it, you know? Like maybe have a volume or two like where they're not cool anymore.
And that's kind of where I hope this is going.
Mm-hmm.
After, so, we're gonna fast forward to the literal very end of this manga. Taiga convinces Amy to let her be the star. So she's the villain in the whole thing. She convinces Amy to let her be the star for the day her dad's supposed to be there. The dad then sends Ryuji a text to say, hey, apologize for Taiga for me. The divorce isn't happening. I'm not moving in. We're going back to the way everything was before, but I'll still have dinner with her every once in a while.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not going to the concert or the fucking play wrestling.
Yeah.
It's a wrestling match.
Yeah.
Thanks, bye. And Ryuji went, oh, I fucked up.
Yeah. Like
This is what they meant.
yeah, like I'm an asshole. And they're not. Also, Amy was like, yeah, her dad's in the crowd. Stand up, dad. And then manga ends. And
Yep.
it's like, fuck, man.
Oh, also, hold on. I did want to bring this up completely unrelated. What the fuck are they making Amy wear? What the fuck?
Yeah, no, I blocked that out of my mind, if I can be real.
So I was scrolling. I was page shifting. That's why. So they're making Amy wear like a dominatrix thing. And like the audience is students and parents.
No, she's leaning into it, too. She's
Yeah.
like saying like horny shit.
And I quote, punish you, naughty boys. I said, be quiet, you pigs.
And then that part made me laugh. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? And the teachers are like, yeah.
To the students, the teachers, the parents are like, we're into this.
The teacher's like, she's talking to me. And some of the teachers start squealing. What a weird fucking.
Also,
yeah.
I thought that Ryuji was in the play. Why is he in the audience?
Well, I guess when he's the good. Yeah, what the fuck? That doesn't change the fact that he's a side character.
Yeah.
Well, is this like a pageant now? That's what it looks like, because all the maids are up there.
I have no idea.
This feels like the pageant section or something, because they were like, there have been 8 other maid cafes. 8. I can't go to all those. Not enough time.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I only like download the like important parts. Oh, it is the beauty pageant part. That's okay. Yeah. Sorry, there was a sign that said beauty pageant covered by a text bubble.
I knew shit was getting serious when there was nothing at the end of the manga.
Oh yeah,
It was last page, done.
yeah. Not even like a teaser for a different. There wasn't even a teaser for a different manga. There's like some small strips. I actually really like strips like these in what's called mangas, but they didn't. Also, how to draw Taiga. we should draw these and then we can
Send
put them in
like a clip or like
Yeah.
the picture.
All right.
How to draw Taiga.
Yeah,
Draw
and
a circle. Now it's Taiga.
So normally there's like a teaser for a different manga at the end, sometimes like a bonus chapter and whatnot. Chapter ends, this is the rest. There's 3 pages. One is 2 tiny comic strips about Ryuji's cooking, 1 page on how to draw Taiga, and like 2 pages of like teasing other things. What are they? I don't know. I don't speak Japanese. Golden Time. I do speak Japanese. I don't speak Japanese.
I think Golden Time was the other work that the author wrote.
Yeah, I keep getting offers of it on eBay.
Same.
I was wondering why. I didn't realize that till you said it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I was watching some more videos, and I lie and say that I can read Japanese. I can't. I can recognize some of the characters, and I could put them together. I can't.
Oh, you said it so confidently. You're like, I'll be fine. I speak Japanese.
Yeah, you don't. And then joke does like we move on, and I went, "Oh, that was a lie."
Yeah. I was like, we don't elaborate on that. You don't speak Japanese. You said it so confidently too that I didn't even,
Yeah,
comment
question
on it.
me. Yeah,
I was like, oh yeah, he speaks Japanese.
he must.
Yeah, he said it. You wouldn't lie
That
to
being
me.
said, I do want to try to like be able to like be literate enough to read manga in Japanese. Mainly because they're so much cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, I can buy an entire box set of Japanese manga for the price of like 5 volumes.
Like a schmeckle.
Yeah. They would pay me to take it.
Yeah. I want to go to like a big manga store. Like
There aren't.
in Japan.
Oh yeah. I've seen them like pull out like what you call it, they're like 5 cents a volume or something. It's how crazy how the conversion rate is.
No.
But they're all in Japanese.
Yeah.
We're not Japanese. We don't speak Japanese.
I thought it would
And
be
unlike
really,
David, I'm not like a collector for the sake of collecting them. I want to be able to read them.
Yeah.
And while I do have some
And
Japanese volumes, I know what they say.
Yeah. I would love to I think it'd be funny to like suddenly speak French to somebody.
Uh-huh.
Just fuck with them.
I do have a volume in French.
Cuz I was hoping that like somebody would be like, "Oh, there's this like French person here. I wonder what they're saying." And I start talking French to them. They'll be like, "What the fuck? When did David learn how to speak French?"
Yeah. I feel like it's one of those things, like one of those bits that takes too much commitment to learn an entire language.
And
Like,
it's so not practical.
yeah.
When the fuck am I ever going to need to speak French?
Canada?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I'll go to Canada.
Yeah. But then,
I'll go to Quebec.
a lot of people there already know how to speak French, so why would that be surprising if you spoke French? You'd have to go with friends.
Yeah.
You don't have any of those.
No, not willing to go to Canada with me.
Yeah.
I do want to take a solo trip to Canada.
Why?
I don't know. Why not want?
Learn French.
Well, Toronto Film Festival. I want to go.
Oh, there
to.
you go. Okay. that
But
makes
also, like, I want to. I don't know. Take a solo trip. Just kind of be out on my own, and
sense. I'd probably do that for Japan or something.
I'd probably go with you.
No, I said a solo trip.
I'm going.
Mm,
I'm
going
there,
to,
brother.
I'm going to
Business
Canada
expense. Business expense.
with you. I'm going to Canada with you.
Business expense. I paid for your ticket and hotel on the company card.
All right. He's paying for it. You heard it here, folks.
hmm
He's going to edit this out.
If I tag along to your
All right.
trip to Japan, I'll be like, sure, Esau. It's a business expense. We're vlogging it. We're putting it on the channel.
We're
A
gonna-
podcast episode live from Japan.
We're not doing jack shit live. Please stop. Someone sent me a snap.
Our collab with podcasts in Japan.
Anime Man. The Anime Man.
Oh, is that where they do
Trash
it?
Taste.
They're in Japan?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They all live in Japan.
Did not know that.
I did.
Actually know nothing about them.
I've
I've
Trash
only watched
Taste.
Giga.
David's not really a fan of them. I am a fan of Trash Taste. Trash Taste.
I don't
their
hate them. I
tastes
just
are
don't
trash.
watch them.
Yeah, their tastes are trash, and he loves them for it. I really do like the Anime Man. He got me into a couple good manga, good anime. He obviously knows a lot about certain things. He doesn't even watch anime anymore, which is really funny. But Connor Sea Dog, he's a voice actor. He's done a couple of things and things we've known. Like he was in that episode of that movie, The Christmas Tree of Might. No,
Yeah.
not that one. Was that the last one? The Evil Santa Claus.
Yeah, sorry. It's not Christmas Tree of Might. It's Plan to Eradicate Christmas.
Yeah. I forgot about that movie.
I didn't know it was a remake.
I knew everything about it. I forgot they made an abridge of it. That's what I forgot.
Yeah. I go back to that sometimes every Christmas
I
because
don't.
I like that episode.
I go for Christmas Tree of Might.
Because my favorite joke is except for you, Gohan, you've been good this year. And he's like, oh, it's just Moby Dick in French.
Who's messaging
Merci
me?
beaucoup. Something. Something Noel. I don't know.
Yes, yeah.
I don't speak French.
Yeah. Yet. Anyway, so that's the end. What do you want to talk about?
I guess it really just comes down to these characters. I don't know. Ryuji's being an ass. And he fucked up. He fucked up in a major way, and now he has to learn.
Yeah.
And that's important.
Fuck around, find out. We're about to find out. I can't wait for Volume 7.
No, I genuinely believe, like, in order, sometimes, not every time, but in order for people to change, they need to fuck up. You need to fuck up bad. And sometimes, because I don't know, I'm speaking for myself. There are people in my life that I don't talk to and I will never talk to because of mistakes that I've made. And I gotta live with that. Something I just gotta live with every day. But, I feel like I'm a better person for it. And it's shitty,
Yeah.
but it happens. And sometimes you just need to fuck up.
Yeah, see, that's the difference between me and David. I'm a terrible person, but I've never made a mistake, so I can't become better.
And unironically, there are Esau's, because I'll say for a fact Esau's not a bad guy. It'd be weird if I was doing a show
with like
just an asshole kicks blind people.
I've been reading this manga about this girl who's mostly blind. It's called Love's Insight.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about this one.
I read it. So I was buying it. Like I got all the way to volume 5 now. It's coming in. And they have all the way to volume 8 translated from what I have. That shit's so fucking cute. But the art style is like very like lame. Not lame. Unimpressive. I guess that's the phrase I'm looking for. But the whole, like the story, I'm like, man, this is cute.
Mm-hmm.
They also touch on some interesting topics that I really like. Anyway, asshole who kicks blind people.
Yeah. But like, I mean, we have friends that like,
Kick blind people.
did have friends that, you know, we don't talk to anymore, and they don't understand why.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I mean, I'm not, you know, we're not supposed to be their lessons. The lesson is whether or not you decide to really introspectively think about why people don't hang out with you anymore. You know, and that's not to say if some people cut you off, that's your fault. Not every time, you know, but it's always worth thinking about.
Yeah, there's probably a reason. That reason might not be because you are a bad person. That reason might be because they're a bad person and they think you're not bad enough for them. I don't know where I'm going with this. They think because you're a good person, you conflict with their morals and they feel bad about themselves and they think it's your fault.
Yeah. Or, you know, miscommunications lead to misunderstandings. And
speaking of miscommunication, there's a bit that always comes back to my brain that happened. We're talking about our ideal girls in a podcast once. And I brought up that I would like someone who's like more soft, like spoken, kind of like to herself a bit. But when she talks, she likes to talk like she'd be willing to tell me about herself. And this person that was there with us was like, so what, you want someone who like doesn't talk? How are they going to talk about themselves? And I was like, yep, you're right. I said I want someone who could not speak. I'm so fucking, and they're like, that's not what I meant. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. That's not what I meant either.
Sometimes, you know, you got to do those jabs though. That's fun.
Oh yeah. And it was fun. Everyone was laughing. So it was 4 of us back then. And we were laughing. That shit was funny. Mm-hmm. I don't think it ever got published though. But it like we were laughing it up. It was funny.
Yeah.
No, at her expense, granted, but that's funny. Not my problem.
But sometimes that's just how you bro it, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes
it was also like a weird attack on me. Like I was being attacked for like a very normal opinion.
Yeah. It
wasn't like I said like,
God, I hate when women speak.
Yeah.
But I love when they cry. Yep.
Yeah.
That's Esau.
That's what I said.
Yep.
Like really out of context vaguely what I said.
It was just a really funny sentence.
That's like a great way to like twist somebody's words. Like, oh yeah, you know, I like soft spoken, but like, oh man, when they cry, it always gets me. It's like, so you hate when they speak, but love when they cry. Like, no, that's not what I meant.
But that's what you said.
This is where I like, you know, go like, yeah, I hate when they talk. I doubled down.
Yeah, and he admits it.
Yeah,
and you shake hands in solidarity. Yeah, because that's how he felt.
Yeah. Anyway, any other opinions about this manga? I'm so excited for the next set. So excited.
Yeah, personally, when women speak, I listen. That's my opinion.
Personally, when women speak, I hope it's to me. Got it.
When women speak, I get jealous. What does he have that I don't? Direct the conversation over here.
I'm not gonna lie. Like literally, my brain was like, when women speak, my brain was like, we got nothing.
I hope it's to me.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, that's good.
It's literally, I was building the train tracks while on the train, man.
Yeah. But it got there.
Yeah.
We got to the station. Yeah, I don't really got much to say about this volume. It was really packed with good things, but I'm excited to see where the rest of it goes.
So this is the example of a good setup volume. Not like volume 4.
Yeah.
Where it set up 2 things and didn't address it. Mm-hmm. Good luck not addressing this one.
Yeah.
Also, like the end of volume 3 where the fucking bird died and was fine.
Like now it feels like there are stakes and things are happening. I don't know. The worst thing they can do is just fumble this hard.
Yeah. So before we end this, I actually have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead. Hit me with it.
How many volumes do you give a manga a chance for?
I don't know, because I've never...
So there's always, like you've heard the 3-episode rule. Some people are like, oh, you got to get to at least 5-episode rule. Depends on the manga, or anime, so on and so forth. How many volumes do you get, or chapters even, do you get for you to give a manga a chance?
Usually I read the first volume, and if I'm not hooked by then I don't continue.
Okay.
Because my thing is, like, my problem with the 3-episode rule is that, like, every show is different.
Yeah.
I think if you drop a show, it's whenever you want to drop it.
Yeah.
Like, a show can lose
Unless
me.
you can't drop it.
A show can lose me at any point.
Unless you can't drop it. Steins Gate. You can't drop it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. I thought there was, like, a pun happening.
No,
I
was mad
couldn't
at
find the pun. I couldn't find the pun, and I was like, what is the pun? It's like Danganronpa? No. Don drop it? Drop it. Don cannot drop it.
Anyway.
Dangan.
So yeah, I do believe you can drop a manga or anime at any time. So, because I buy a lot of single volumes, just to like test the waters on different manga. For me, it's by volume 1, I have to be interested in the characters. By volume 2, I have to be interested in the world. And by volume 3, you better have set up some fucking plot, or I am going to drop it.
Mm-hmm.
This happens a lot with different manga where I get to like volume 1 and I'm not interested in characters. That happened with a manga I actually picked up at Barnes & Noble at random called Slow Life in Another World, parentheses, I Wish. I didn't like any of the characters. None of them spoke out to me. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let me go to the plot. Plot was bad. And there was no story that I could tell. So I went, not going to drop it. It's on my shelf of shame. Another one was like Tenma on G string or whatever. And it looked interesting because it was about music. And I like music. I was a musician once upon a time ago. And I was reading it and I was like, this is literally a teacher-student romance.
Hate that.
Hate that. With like magic in it. And I went, can't. Told me. But I was like,
love is magic.
and I was like, this is terrible. I'm going to drop it.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, some characters can carry a manga all the way. Like 100 Girlfriends doesn't have like a plot. The whole thing is he gets 100 girlfriends.
Yeah.
I like the characters. I'm going to keep reading. Rentaro is very fun.
Hamtaro was also really fun.
Chainsaw Man is one of those things where the characters were interesting, but the world and the plot didn't catch me. I finished that. I finished, like, I've caught pretty much all the way up. I still don't really enjoy it at all. Same thing with JJK. The plot was good. I'm not really a fan of the characters or the world.
I sent you this TikTok. It was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought I sent that to you. And I was like, this motherfucker sent it right back to me. What a fucking dick. And then I searched. I was like, oh, I didn't send it to him. I sent it to somebody else.
So I sent you 2. So there was the guy who was like, and then I use my domain, and then my domain's bigger than yours. And then
I mean, I cannot miss my attack.
Yeah. And so that killed me because that is what it feels like at times.
Yeah.
Granted, I like the story. But, like, that
Good
is what
for
it
you.
feels like at times.
I'm a big power scale. Like, your power scaling has to...
Make sense to you?
No, not make sense. Either make sense or not be absurd.
Mm-hmm.
This is absurd. Like, with Dragon Ball, their power scaling doesn't make sense, but it's not absurd.
Well, the story will just tell you.
Yeah.
He's stronger than Goku.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take that at face value.
And the thing is, you can work to get stronger. That's what Goku does.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. People are just strong. People are born with their powers in JJK, except for the main character, Yuji.
Yeah, Yuji.
He wasn't born with shit, for all we know. I don't know. I don't read it.
Yeah. I think there's some stuff like a JJK. It's like, oh, the other TikTok was a guy watching it with his friend, and it's like, and then I use my domain, and then using it's an infinite void, but then there's infinity in the infinity, and then the guy was like, yo, am I just dumb? It's like, run it back. It's like, yeah, we'll get it eventually. That's how it feels sometimes when I'm watching it. I'm like, am I missing something?
Yeah.
Like,
and people were like, the Black Flash was so sick, and I was like, it was lame.
Black
I
Flash
thought it
is
was
kind of lame.
So lame.
Yeah, Black Flash is kind of lame. I
People
agree.
were like, oh, it's every attack is like 2.5 times the power. And everyone's like, no, it's to the power of 2.5. So it's multiplied by itself 2.5 times. And I was like, okay, why do they have to bring math into fighting like that?
They could just say, because I don't have a number. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you could just say it's exponentially stronger.
Mm.
Bam, that's all you need to say. You didn't need to bring numbers into it.
Well, times 2 is just like, oh, okay, he's double punching. Whatever. I don't have a
Yeah.
number, but I can, because like it's giving me a number like that. It's like, I don't have a starting number.
Yeah, let's say you're like 9. Like your power is 9. Doesn't matter anything.
Oh, okay. Like I'm not 9 years old.
Yeah, your strength is 9. Double strength would be 18. A black flash would be not 81. Hold up. Very high to say the least. I can't do the math, but it would be in whatever 9 to the power of 2.5 is.
Yeah.
Which is insane to say the least. It's a weird, like, I can hit above my weight class type move. And the fact that people can just the fact that doing it intentionally is hard is fine, except that it feels like it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what kind of makes it really lackluster, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If it's kind of just like a spur of the moment thing where like, I hit a crit. It's like playing a fucking hero in Smash Bros.
If they phrased it as I hit a crit, dude, I'd love that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, this is sick.
But they do it,
like,
they do it in Goblin Slayer.
because had he just done it by accident and was like, what was that? And then they explain it. They're like, you did it by accident, but if we really fucking train, you can probably do it like on command. Then that's sick. But not like back to them. It's like, all right, you know what it is now and you can do it.
Yeah, not only we explained it, you just hit it 4 times in a row.
Yeah. And that's where it's like, and also just as a move, kind of lame. Like, because there are better amplifier moves. I still think my favorite is Kaioken.
People were talking, they were like, oh, it's when your what do they call it? Energy? Demon energy?
Your cursed energy.
Cursed energy turns black. And the power is like exponentially stronger, 2.5 to the power of 2.5. And I went, bro, that sounds lame.
You can't lie to me. That's lamer Kaioken.
Yeah. I'm like,
because with some power-ups, the coolest part to me is the drawback.
yeah.
Where Kaioken is like, it's going to help, but you're going to fuck up your body.
Yeah.
And like, that's why it was so sick.
Until it didn't fuck up its body.
It did, though. Well, then it stopped in Super.
Yeah.
But it did.
That wasn't canon.
In the Saiyan fight.
I'm talking about in Frieza.
No, he did. Because he wasn't using it to an extent like he did in the Saiyan Saga.
He was times 10, times 20ing.
Yeah, and he felt like fatigued as fuck. Like,
I mean,
because it really did fuck, because he couldn't hold it for a long time.
my issue there is like, I feel like at any point, times 2, times 4 Kaioken should be the exact same amount of strain on your body.
I think it's also for the fact that he wasn't using it as long as he did in the Saiyan Saga, because he had to keep it going.
We don't know that.
Because Goku was using it in short bursts, no?
I thought he was maintaining it because King Kai was like, oh yeah, he's already been using it. That's how he's been able to keep up this entire time. He's fucked.
I forgot about that. Yeah, because my interpretation was that he was using it in short bursts.
He was using it against short bursts against the Ginyu Force.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, and because he wasn't feeling great for sure. Like,
yeah, but you can't really tell that by the end of the Frieza fight.
It wasn't as bad as like.
Yeah, he could move.
Yeah, and then Super Saiyan, which was sick.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
Black Flash.
Flash is lame. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the story elements of manga really need to catch me by the 3rd volume. That's what we were talking about.
I just think if you have, a power system that has drawbacks, that's when I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Again, and I love Naruto, but that is not a good example. That's a very shitty example of like
God, I hate chakra.
I hate chakra specifically with Naruto.
Yeah.
Naruto is where chakra sucks.
Yeah.
But everyone else just being like
Naruto and the Nine-Tails separate entities.
Yeah.
Chakra doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
The Nine-Tails has so much more chakra than every other tailed beast.
Yeah. But
and Naruto, who apparently only has about 4 times more chakra than Kakashi, dumb.
Well, I mean, Kakashi says that, but he doesn't know that.
He should. He has the Sharingan.
But can you see how much chakra someone has?
Well, considering...
Well, then I can do everything, apparently, so I don't know.
Considering Sasuke could see the seal in. He talked to the Nine Tails inside of Naruto with his eyes.
Yeah, but Kakashi's Sharingan was not that. You know, he can't. He couldn't do that.
We don't know that. Second of all, he can see chakra color. You can assume that you can see how much chakra a person has.
Mm.
Like let's give them the benefit of the doubt that Kakashi isn't pulling shit out of his ass.
Because my thing is like,
and calling it chocolate.
Because I don't know. Because at that point,
anyway, Toradora.
yeah, Toradora.
So Toradora's first 3 volumes really got me, and then the next 3 volumes were like, you're barely getting me.
No, the fourth volume was like, this is ass. The 5th one was like, all right, we're getting there, and the 6th was like, this is pretty good.
Yeah, we're dragging me back out of this fucking hole you threw me down.
Yeah. Sorry, my point about, because I'm kind of done talking about Toradora right now.
Yeah.
My point about Naruto was that chakra as just like it's basically just stamina.
Yeah.
Is like, okay, fine. My problem is when Naruto has so fucking much that it's no longer an issue. Like had Sage Mode, because Sage Mode's time limit was sick.
Yeah, Sage Mode made. I like Sage Mode.
I love Sage Mode. Sage Mode, no, the first time Naruto does Sage Mode against Pain, so hype. I was like, this is sick. And then his workaround to keep it going, so sick.
Why not just have clones doing Sage Mode stuff anytime you're in a fight? You just make one clone, have him go Sage Mode somewhere else.
Yeah, that was
or make a couple ones. Because while it splits your chakra, Sage Mode chakra doesn't matter for that.
Yeah. Because it's not even like he has to do it at Mount Miyaboku, because he does it there.
Yeah.
While he's being held.
Yeah, and then eventually it doesn't matter. It eventually doesn't matter because the Nine Tails learned how to do Sage Mode and gather the chakra.
Granted, that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm always staying still inside of you, so I can just gather the chakra like the frogs would.
I was practicing staying still so we could do this. And it was sick when he combines them.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
But
it's busted.
It's like cheating.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
It's busted. And it is cool, I will say. It's just that they have so
spoilers for Naruto.
Sorry. You got this far in the podcast, you should know what we're about. My issues come from the fact that like
what about the Toradora power scaling? Anyway, continue.
Okay, so Ryuji is at least, hill level.
Let's
blow up a hill.
A hill.
Oh, so sorry. In the pool, Minori uses a fucking Hadoken.
Yeah.
So Minori, we can power scale her as like Street Fighter. Yeah, Street Fighter level. Cause she does the fucking Hadoken with the water.
And everyone's like, how do you do that?
Yeah, she's like, I'm not telling you, asshole. That was funny.
Yeah.
And that's all the power scaling I have. And we're gonna wrap this up because I'm pretty hungry, brother. Let's go get food.
What are we getting?
Pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my turn to buy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Glad we got that settled. Thank you guys on camera. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Read'em and Weeb.
Tell us about power scaling that you guys think is done well.
Yeah. And
Toradora, that's where we're bringing that up.
Yeah. Yeah, tell us what power scale you confuse the people. Don't spoil stuff in the comments like we did. But confuse people. Talk about your favorite power scaling so they're wondering what the fuck this episode's about. If you like the podcast, subscribe. We're doing Naruto at 1,000 subscribers. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please rate us 5 stars. Really helps us out a lot. And, we want to hear your feedback. Please let us know what you like about the show, what you think we can be doing better, we'll promise we'll look at it. I don't know if we'll change, but I just want to know if
Yeah, but they might just tell you to kill yourself.
Yeah.
Feedback, get skinnier.
Yeah. Stop being fat. You take up too much of the camera.
Fuck. You guys like this little table David put here? Please leave a like. I liked it.
Yeah, I like the setup.
It was inspired by the setup we did at David's work.
Yeah. Well, no, this was the plan originally.
Was it?
Yeah.
Sick. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Later.
Bye.
Go buy Toradora.
Or don't. I'm not your dad.
I am.
Why are you kissing them?
They're my son.
On your lips?
On their forehead, you fuck. How do you kiss your son?
I have a son. You know Tom Brady?
Kissing his son on the lips? Yeah, I do.
Yeah. It's weird.
We ended the podcast.
Esau Brady.